It's not every day that you find a restaurant that offers delicious food, caring service, and a relaxing atmosphere in one place. Today, we are visiting Tabliyat Zaman. It's an authentic Egyptian restaurant in Dammam city. The restaurant has a large and attractive entrance with wide glass windows and a clear Egyptian-style design. From the moment we arrived, the place felt warm, welcoming, and full of character. The overall appearance of it creates a strong first impression and makes the restaurant feels like a destination designed to offer more than just a meal. We came here ready to enjoy a full meal and discover if the restaurant truly delivers the flavors and feeling of Egypt. So, does Tabliyat Zaman restaurant offer an authentic Egyptian dining experience? Stay with us as we explore the restaurant, taste the food, and share our complete and honest review. Hi guys, this is Yazan. Today I will take you with me to Tabliyat Zaman, one of the Egyptian restaurants in Dammam city. As always, I will be ordering several dishes from their menu and I will be sharing my honest review. No filters, no fluff. From starters to dessert, we'll be diving into the full experience. So join me today for lunch and let's discover if this place is really worth the hype. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's give it a try, guys. The interior of the restaurant is spacious, bright, and comfortable. There are tables along both sides of the restaurant, with more seating in the middle. The large glass windows bring in plenty of natural light and make the dining area feel open. The soft chairs, wide tables, and sofa-style seats make the space comfortable for families and groups. Traditional Egyptian pictures, decorative baskets, and colorful cushions add character to the walls. The wooden ceiling details and natural materials give the restaurant a warm and relaxed feeling. In the center, there is a special juice and coffee area where the drinks are prepared in front of the customers. In one corner, there are chairs, microphones, speakers, and a music stand for Friday night entertainment. Soft music by the famous Egyptian singer Kulthum was playing during our visit. Overall, the interior feels welcoming, peaceful, and connected to Egyptian culture. The menu is large, clear, and written in both Arabic and English. It includes hot and cold appetizers, soups, grills, stuffed vegetables, rice dishes, pasta, sandwiches, desserts, juices, and hot drinks. There are also sharing trays for families and larger groups. The restaurant is kid-friendly because the menu has a separate section with meat and chicken meals for children. Each children's meal comes with simple sides, such as pasta or potatoes. The menu also provides allergen information for ingredients, such as grains, nuts, eggs, sesame, milk, and soybeans. However, there are no clear labels for vegetarian, vegan, or gluten-free dishes, so customers with dietary limits should ask the staff before ordering. The calories are showing beside the dishes. The prices are also clearly listed in Saudi riyals. In my opinion, this menu is detailed, helpful, and easy to explore. Overall, it gives customers plenty of choices and useful information before they order. This is the assorted cold appetizers. The plate arrived with hummus, moutabbal, cucumber yogurt salad, spicy tomatoes, and pickled eggplant. The pickled eggplant was soft, sour, and full of flavor. The spicy tomatoes were fresh, bold, and full of seasoning. The hummus was smooth and creamy, while the moutabbal had a rich and slightly smoky flavor. The cucumber yogurt salad was cool and refreshing, which balanced the stronger flavors on the plate. A basket of freshly baked pita bread was served on the side. The bread was warm, soft, and had a wonderful fresh aroma. Tearing the bread and trying it with each appetizer made every bite feel different. We also received 2 small glasses of apple cider vinegar mixed with spices, cucumber, onion, and parsley. The drink was strong and refreshing, and it helped to prepare our taste buds for the meal. According to the menu, this dish contains 310 calories. Overall, this dish is fresh, colorful, flavorful, and a perfect way to begin the meal. This is Trotters Soup. It arrived in a beautiful silver heater that helped keep it warm throughout the meal. The clear broth looked simple, but it had a deep and rich meat flavor. Inside, there were soft pieces of meat and tender parts that gave the soup a smooth texture. The broth was warm, comforting, and full of natural flavor without feeling too heavy. A small plate of fresh lemon was served on the side. Adding a little lemon gave the broth a brighter and fresher taste. The silver presentation also made the dish feel traditional and special. Every spoonful was warm, satisfying, and easy to enjoy. It was a great choice before moving on to the larger and heavier dishes. This was the kind of soup that feels homemade and slowly prepared. According to the menu, this soup contains 320 calories. Overall, this soup is rich, comforting, flavorful, and a hearty start to the meal. This is the roquette plate. It arrived as a large round pastry, cut into several pieces for easy sharing. The outside had a golden color, with a few darker toasted areas. It was made with thin layers of bread, filled with seasoned ground meat and tomato sauce. The top layers were lightly crisp, while the inside stayed soft and rich. When I lifted one piece, I could clearly see the generous meat filling. The ground meat was tender, juicy, and well seasoned. The tomato sauce added moisture and brought all the flavors together without making the pastry feeling soggy. I first tasted it by itself, so I could enjoy the combination of the bread, meat, and sauce. Each bite had a good balance between the crisp outside and the soft filling. The toasted areas added a slightly deeper flavor, while the inner layers absorbed the juices from the meat. It tasted warm, comforting, and very close to homemade food. The portion was also generous and could easily be shared between several people. Even though it was rich, the thin layers made each piece easy to eat. The flavors were so delicious that this became one of the most memorable dishes of the meal. According to the menu, this dish contains 801 calories. Overall, this dish is rich, crispy, full of flavor, and absolutely amazing. This is fatir mishaltet. It arrived as a large round pastry, cut into several pieces, and served with different toppings. This traditional Egyptian pastry is made from many thin layers of dough, folded on top of each other. The outside was golden and lightly crisp, while the inside was soft, warm, and full of delicate layers. I first tasted it by itself, to enjoy the texture and the natural buttery flavor. It was rich, but still light enough to pull apart easily. I tried it with the light honey, which added a smooth and gentle sweetness. After that, I tasted it with the dark honey, which had a deeper and stronger sweet flavor. The tahini gave it a creamy texture and a slightly nutty taste. Mixing the tahini with honey created a delicious balance between rich, creamy, and sweet flavors. Finally, I tried it with mish. It's a traditional Egyptian cheese with a strong and salty taste. Every topping changed the experience, so each bite felt different from the one before it. The pastry was prepared very well, and its soft layers worked perfectly with both the sweet and salty sides. According to the menu, this dish contains 789 calories. Overall, this dish is warm, flaky, rich, and an excellent way to enjoy a traditional Egyptian flavors. This is Molokhia with rice. It arrived with a large pyramid of white rice and a separate bowl filled with freshly prepared green leaves. The waiter who was taking care of our table brought everything out and gave us a special presentation. He carefully mixed the garlic garnish into the bowl in front of us. Watching the long, smooth texture fall from one bite into another made the experience more interesting and memorable. The smell of garlic immediately came through and made us excited to taste it. I first tried a spoonful by itself so I could understand its natural flavor and texture. It tasted very fresh, rich, and full of garlic flavor. Then I tried it with the warm pita bread, which made every bite soft and comforting. After that, I poured some over the white rice. The rice absorbed the sauce and created a warm filling and perfectly balanced bite. The texture was smooth and slightly thick, while the garlic added a strong but enjoyable taste. Everything tasted freshly prepared, and we honestly could not stop eating it. The full serving of both items contains an estimated 458 calories. Overall, this dish is fresh, comforting, full of flavor, and one of the best parts of our meal. This is the moussaka with minced meat. It arrived hot in a traditional clay pot with 2 roasted green peppers on top. The service was dark and roasted, while the sauce underneath looked thick and rich. It was made with soft eggplant, potatoes, onions, tomatoes, and seasoned minced meat. I first tried a couple of bites by themselves to taste all the ingredients clearly. The eggplant was very soft and had absorbed the tomato sauce beautifully. The potatoes were tender and added a comforting texture to every bite. The onions and tomatoes gave the sauce a light sweetness and a deep flavor. The minced meat was soft, well seasoned, and spread evenly throughout the serving. The ingredients worked very well together, and no single flavor was too strong. It tasted fresh, comforting, and very similar to a homemade Egyptian meal. The soft bread absorbed the thick sauce and made the bite even richer and more satisfying. This was the kind of food that felt warm, filling, and prepared with care. According to the menu, this dish contains 550 calories. Overall, this dish is rich, comforting, full of flavor, and an excellent example of traditional Egyptian home-style cooking. This is tarb. It arrived as several grilled pieces, served over a generous bed of fresh parsley with a roasted green pepper. Tarb is a traditional Egyptian dish made from seasoned minced meat, wrapped in a thin layer of lamb fat. The outside has a deep brown color, with a light smoky char from the grill. When I cut into the first piece, the outer layer was delicate, while the inside remained soft and juicy. I first tasted it by itself, so I could properly enjoy the seasoning and the natural flavor of the meat. The minced meat was tender, well seasoned, and packed with rich savory flavor. Then I tried it with the fresh pita bread. The soft bread worked perfectly with the juicy meat and made every bite more filling and satisfying. The thin layer of lamb fat melted while grilling, keeping the meat moist and giving every bite a deeper and richer taste. The outside had a slightly caramelized texture, while the center was soft and flavorful. The parsley underneath added a fresh contrast to the richness of the meat. Finally, I tried it with the roasted green pepper. The pepper added a light smoky flavor and a gentle touch of heat. The combination worked very well because the pepper balanced the richness of the meat. I was surprised by how light the outer layer felt and how tender the filling was inside. It was juicy, flavorful, and satisfying without feeling too heavy. According to the menu, this dish contains 790 calories. Overall, this dish is smoky, tender, juicy, and very delicious. This is mumbar. It arrived as several golden brown pieces, served over a generous bed of fresh parsley. Mumbar is a traditional Egyptian dish made from a thin casing filled with seasoned rice, herbs, and spices. The outside had a deep brown color with a lightly crisp and roasted appearance. When I cut into the first piece, I could clearly see the rice and herbs packed inside. I first tasted it by itself, so I could properly experience the texture and seasoning without adding anything else. The outer casing had a slightly firm texture, while the rice filling inside was soft, moist, and full of flavor. The herbs and spices were well distributed throughout the rice, giving every bite a warm and savory taste. The combination reminded me of stuffed bell peppers because of the seasoned rice and herbs inside. However, the outer casing gave the dish a completely different texture and made it feel richer and more flavorful. The lightly browned exterior added a pleasant roasted flavor, while the soft filling created a satisfying contrast. The freshly parsley underneath also helped to balance the richness of the mumbar. I enjoyed it completely by itself and did not need to eat it with bread. According to the menu, this dish contains 780 calories. Overall, this dish is flavorful, well seasoned, filling, and very delicious. This is hawashi. It arrived as several medium-thick pita triangles, cut into smaller pieces, and served with a roasted green pepper. Hawashi is a traditional Egyptian dish, similar to arayes in Levantine cuisine. It's made by filling pita bread with seasoned ground meat, and then grilling or baking it, until the outside becomes golden and crisp. The bread had a beautiful toasted color, with darker grill marks across the surface. When I opened one of the pieces, I could clearly see the generous layer of ground meat inside. I first tasted it by itself, so I could properly enjoy the seasoning and the combination of the bread and meat. The outside was pleasantly crispy, while the inside remained extremely soft, tender, and juicy. The ground meat was well seasoned and spread evenly throughout the bread, giving every bite plenty of flavor. The toasted bread also added a light smoky taste that worked perfectly with the savory filling. Then I tried it with the tahini sauce, which added a smooth creamy texture and a lightly nutty taste. The tahini balanced the richness of the meat and worked very well with the crispy bread. The medium-thick pita bread held the filling together nicely without becoming too heavy or overpowering the meat. I also enjoyed the contrast between the crunchy edges and the softer center of each piece. According to the menu, this dish contains 160 calories. Overall, this dish is crispy on the outside, tender and juicy inside, and a delicious Egyptian version of stuffed grilled bread. This is the Alexandrian sausage. It arrived on a hot sizzling platter, surrounded by a generous tomato sauce with bell peppers, onions, and tomatoes. The sausages were small, evenly cooked, and covered with rich sauce from the platter. The tomato sauce had a deep color and brought all the ingredients together. The bell peppers added a slightly sweet and fresh flavor, while the onions became soft and absorbed the sauce. I first tasted one of the sausages by itself, so I could properly enjoy its texture and seasoning. The outside was lightly browned, while the inside remained soft, juicy, and full of savory flavor. I then tasted the sausages together with the vegetables and tomato sauce. This made every bite richer because the peppers and onions added different textures and complemented the meat very well. After that, I tried everything with the freshly baked pita bread. The bread absorbed the warm tomato sauce and made the entire dish even more satisfying. The combination of the juicy sausage, soft vegetables, rich sauce, and warm bread worked perfectly together. The sizzling presentation also kept the dish hot throughout the tasting experience. According to the menu, this dish contains 550 calories. Overall, this dish is warm, juicy, saucy, full of flavor, and a perfect example of traditional Egyptian-style sausage. This is Ali. It arrived warm in a small traditional clay pot with a beautifully baked service. Ali is a traditional Egyptian dessert made with pieces of pastry covered by rich milk mixture and baked until it became soft and creamy. The top had a golden brown color with several darker caramelized areas from the oven. When I broke through the baked surface, the inside was warm, soft, and very creamy. The top layer had a slightly firmer texture while the dessert underneath remained smooth and comforting. I first tasted a spoonful, containing both the toasted surface and the creamy center. The contrast between the lightly caramelized top and the soft interior made the texture very enjoyable. The milk mixture gave the dessert a rich and comforting flavor without making it feel too heavy. What I appreciated most was the level of sweetness. It was sweet enough to feel like a proper dessert, but it was not overpowering or sugary. The creamy milk flavor and the baked pastry were well balanced, allowing every part of the dessert to stand out. It was served at a pleasant warm temperature, which made it especially comforting after the large meal. According to the menu, this dessert contains 401 calories. Overall, this dessert is warm, creamy, gently caramelized, perfectly balanced, and a satisfying way to finish a traditional Egyptian meal. This is a Blue Lagoon mojito. It arrived in a large glass jar with a beautiful bright blue color, plenty of ice, and fresh citrus slices on top. The presentation immediately made it look cold, refreshing, and perfect alongside a large meal. This style of drink combines sweet citrus flavors with a refreshing sparkling base to create a light and cooling taste. I first noticed the fresh lemon aroma coming from the garnish before taking my first sip. The drink was chilled perfectly, and the ice kept it refreshing from beginning to end. The citrus added a pleasant sourness that helped to balance the sweetness of the drink. It was sweet without becoming too heavy, while the refreshing citrus flavor made every sip easy to enjoy. The bright blue color also made it one of the most visually attractive drinks on the table. It worked especially well with the rich and strongly flavored dishes. According to the menu, this drink contains 290 calories. Overall, this drink is colorful, cold, refreshing, and a very enjoyable way to complement a rich Egyptian meal. The price of assorted cold appetizer is 37 Saudi Riyal. The price of Trotters Soup is 36 Saudi Riyal. The price of Molokhia is 24 Saudi Riyal. The price of white rice is 10 Saudi Riyal. The price of fitir mishaltet is 54 Saudi Riyal. The price of musakka with minced meat is 42 Saudi Riyal. The price of tarb is 54 Saudi Riyal. The price of mumbar is 39 Saudi Riyal. The price of hawashi is 28 Saudi Riyal. The price of rukak with minced meat is 41 Saudi Riyal. The price of Alexandrian sausage is 50 Saudi Riyal. The price of Ali dessert is 25 Saudi Riyal. The price of Blue Lagoon mojito is 20 Saudi Riyal. The total plus the value added tax, which is 15%, is 529 Saudi Riyal. The food offered an impressive introduction to traditional Egyptian cuisine, with a wide variety of dishes served throughout the meal. The cold appetizers were fresh and flavorful, while the Trotters Soup was warm, hearty, and comforting. The Molokhia tasted freshly prepared, especially after it was mixed with the garlic garnish directly in front of us. The fitir mishaltet was warm, flaky, and enjoyable with both the sweet and savory toppings. The musakka with minced meat tasted homemade, while the rukak had a delicious contrast between its slightly crisp layers and rich meat filling. The tarb was juicy and tender. The mumbar was generously filled with seasoned rice, and the hawashi had a crispy exterior with soft, flavorful meat inside. The Alexandrian sausage was also delicious, especially with the tomato sauce, vegetables, and bread. Finally, the Ali dessert provided a warm and creamy ending with balanced sweetness. So for its assortment, presentation, and overall flavor, the food receives a rating of 5 out of 5. The service was welcoming and professional throughout the visit. The staff kept chicken on the table, presented the dishes carefully, and made sure that everything was served properly. The waiter also demonstrated the traditional preparation and mixing of the Molokhia dish, which added a personal and memorable touch to the meal. For the hospitality, attention to detail, and customer care, the service receives a rating of 5 out of 5. The restaurant was spacious, comfortable, and filled with traditional Egyptian character. Soft Egyptian music played in the background, while the decor, seating, arrangement, beverage station, and entertainment area created a relaxing and inviting environment. For its comfort, design, and overall ambience, the atmosphere receives a rating of 5 out of 5. Parking was available in the plaza, providing convenient access to the restaurant. There was a wheelchair ramp at the entrance, making access easier for customers with mobility needs. My final impression about Tabliyat Zaman restaurant is extremely positive. The restaurant successfully combined authentic Egyptian food, professional service, and a relaxing atmosphere into one memorable experience. Overall, Tabliyat Zaman restaurant is a restaurant worth visiting for anyone who wants to experience the warmth and rich flavors of Egyptian cuisine.
So this was my experience today at Tabliyat Zaman. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And just remember, each bite tells a story. See you in the next one. Bye.